All right, shalom, shalom. We're going to give all the honor and praises to Yahawah, Shem Yahushua, Shem QADASH. Double honors to our elders, a great millstone for all this truth in the spirit. Share honors to the elect, peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of the faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Brother brought up the topic of the UFOs and the Orbs. You know, people are talking about it, but we're going to get into it because that's really prophecy. What you saying? He's showing out, and what else you saying? You said the Lord, the angels are showing out. They're being more bold. Right. They're being more bold, and hey, all right, I just say for you then. You said that they're being more bold. He said that they're bringing more joy for the elect. Yeah.
They're taunting the sinful kingdom, and they're giving joy to the hopeful elect.
Right. And that's what's happening right now. Go ahead, because you want to bring it up about the news article and everything like that. That news article.
This is an update. This is from Newsbreak, titled "The FBI and Homeland Security Have Given an Update on Drone Sightings in Virginia." This is 6 days ago.
You know, 6 days ago? Well, I got one then. Let me get this one and you get your research. Perfect. So this one right here then is actually from foxnews.com. This article came out today, right? 4 a.m. December 25th, 2024. Former, all right, you see that? Right there. It says former defense official makes earth-shattering UFO revelation as unexplained drones leave millions on Earth. So this right here is saying that UFO revelations from the former defense of the United States government have millions of people. So that's like millions of people are seeing what they're calling drones, which we know to be the chariots of the Lord as well, right? So right here, Luis Elizondo, the former head of the Defense Department's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, and other witnesses testified before Congress last month about an alleged government group hiding the fact that we are not alone in the cosmos. We've never been alone in the cosmos, right? Because what do you house? I said, in my father's house there are many mansions. So when you go into 1 Kings, the 8th chapter, in the 12th verse, King Solomon refers to where the Lord lives. It says in what it says in the thick darkness. Something to that extent. It's talking about outer space, so to say, right? And the Lord is a spirit, and we will worship him in spirit and also in truth. So he goes on to say, I believe that we as Americans can handle the truth, and I also believe the world deserves the truth. Y'all ain't saying nothing. This whole time they ain't saying nothing. So it says the hearing was part of a larger effort by lawmakers to investigate UFOs, which stands for unidentifiable flying objects, or unidentified area phenomena, UAPs now. Know what they call them in the UK, and determine whether elements within the government are unlawfully withholding evidence from Congress. But the real point I want to get to is this part right here. Meanwhile, UFO sightings have been reported in every U.S. state. That's crazy, y'all. In every U.S. state, according to the National UFO Reporting Center, the largest independently collected set of UAP sighting reports online. Let that sink in, y'all. So, almost, you know, you got Alaska, almost states pretty much they be getting these influx of calls. This is happening every day. A military-trained observer reported that he was camping alone in Mount Center, California in October when suddenly all natural outdoor-related noises went silent. This is a military-trained observer. He said everything outside just went silent, like the animals knew what was going on, right? And the entire area lit up brighter than the brightest full moon he'd ever seen, according to the UFO reporting site, right? The man said he saw a bright white oval light that was about 20 to 30 feet long and hovering at treetop level, adding that the light remained completely still and noiseless, emitted no heat, and resembled a large helicopter. So they showing up and they showing out. Go ahead.
Luke 21 and 25. There shall be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on the earth distress of nations and perplexity.
Distress of nations.
The brightest moon he's ever seen.
He said he seen the white orb look like it was brighter than the brightest full moon you could ever see. Right? This is what's happening around the United States the United States of America. Okay? Which is the mystery of Babylon the Great.
And there shall be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on the earth distress of nations and perplexity.
And also the perplexity goes back to the state of the minds of the people as well. When it says distress of nations, you can see what's happening amongst the nations as they're fighting. World War III is pretty much brutal. But also, we think about that word perplexity. Matter of fact, that was what scripture was that? That was 25.
It says distress of nations, and people are getting scared of what they're seeing in the skies too. They're all you can hear is voice at the fall, and you hear fear.
And distress, holding together a narrowing metaphor, straits, distress, anguish, right? Pretty much that's what it means, right? Going through terrible times. But let me get to the word perplexity. That's the one I want to get to. Perplexity. All right. Amparia. Wait a minute now. Let's get us. Okay, to be without resources, to be in straits, to be left wanting, to be embarrassed, to be in doubt, not to know which way to turn. Wow. To be at a loss with oneself, be in doubt, not to know how to decide or what to do, to be perplexed. And the beautiful thing about that piece, about that word perplexity, about that word perplexity, because people, we're not going to be in that state.
Luke 21 and 25, and there will be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on the earth distress of nations in perplexity.
Distress of nations in perplexity. Now, this is Isaiah 33 and what is it, 6? And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Now, the key word is stability. And I'm going to read the whole verse. Isaiah 33 and 6. And knowledge and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahawah is his treasure. You go to that word stability, I love going to this verse. Right? Because remember, it said perplexity meaning that they're not going to know which way to go. They're not going to even be sure of oneself. They're going to be doubtful. That word stability, firmness, steadfastness. Remember what it says in Colossians. Can you give me Colossians 1 and I think 20? Steadfast. We can't be moved. We're going to go back to the angels and then back to, because this is what I'm saying. Like, these people are perplexed now at the angels right now. They're perplexed back at these orbs, but we're not, because we understand the knowledge of the Lord. So when you go into the root word of that word steadfastness, it go back to the word amawan, which means faithful. Okay, Strong's H539, to support, confirm, be faithful, uphold, pillars, to be carried, confirm, trusty, reliable. So that's the opposite of perplexity. We're verified. But remember, the scripture says, acceptable men shall be tried in the furnace of adversity. Acceptable men. So you have to be tried in order to be accepted, right? So going back, the faith is a gift that's given. Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And strength of salvation and fear of Yahawah's church. So our faith is going to be based on what? The knowledge. Knowing that that's the angels of the Lord. not being dismayed at the signs of heaven like the heathens are. Okay, they're dismayed at that. They're whoa. Yeah. And I'm gonna go back to this step fast. I got it for you.
Jeremiah 10:1. Hear ye the word which Yahawah speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Right.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
So don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven, because Esau dismayed at them, because Esau know they didn't put him up there. That's why. See, we know that the angels of the Lord. You don't have Jake saying, yo, you need to be shooting at that. No, that's coming to save you. That's your salvation. You know, like we say, we came here on slave ships, we leaving here in spaceships. All right, we're not dismayed. And remember, we're not going to be in a state of perplexity because of faith, and also this, Colossians 1:21. And you that were sometime alienated and enemies in your mind, because of the way you was taught, where you was raised, by wicked works, yet now hath he reconciled in the body of his flesh through death. Because Yahweh only died for the elect of Israel, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel. We're not moved away from the hope of the good news to come, which is the kingdom of heaven. But like the scripture says, through much tribulation shall we enter the kingdom of heaven. But that's the balance of the Lord. Where there's perplexity, where there's distress, there has to be faith, and there has to be trustworthy. There has to be someone that's close enough for us. Right? Continue. Which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is in the heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister.
Thus saith Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. What does dismayed mean? Dismayed means to be afraid.
That's almost up. I got my notes. Can you put Bible for sure? Because we're going to go into the angels and apparitions, man. Bible for sure. You already had, you already had read that. Jeremiah, you give me Psalm 68 and 17. Bible for sure.
Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them.
So going back to how in the article it said like every state was reporting to they said they were reporting to the U.F.O. What did it say? It was a U.F.O. website online, right? Now they had a link. I want to see if this link is going to show how many reporters they're getting, because for them to be receiving that many numbers, that large amount of numbers of people reporting, it said, meanwhile, this is the article. Meanwhile, UFO sightings have been reported in every U.S. state, according to the National UFO Reporting Center. So, brother, can you read that precept again, please?
Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai and in the holy place.
As in Sinai and the Holy Place. Now, check this out. This is the website. NUFORC.org. This is all the UFO sighting. The last one that was 12/23/24, and the city was in Poon. This is in India. I saw there was a bright light above my balcony when I was going to hang my underwear to dry. Saw a blue light. This was in Australia. It was circle. What were the light moving sporadically? This is the 23rd of this month. In the U.S., the 23rd, there was an orb. Watched white orb of light travel over a house at high rate of speed. 23rd, Salt Lake City. Exactly like the ones I saw East Coast last week. And it says changing. It was changing. And this is in Texas, the 23rd. It says fast moving black spear. Wow. Leesburg, USA, the 23rd. We were just getting up for our morning jog, and my wife and I spotted 7 bright white orbs headed toward Mount Weather. Come on, man. This is happening all over. Right? Angels of the Lord are thousands upon thousands. And the angels of the Lord are also going to be dreadful. They're also going to bring judgment. Right? They're not little white babies with little wings. Can you give me Psalm 78:49 by Bishop? 51.
Psalm 78:49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation.
Indignation is righteous anger.
In trouble by sending evil angels among them.
So the Lord send evil angels. Put that in your mind. The angels are not always loving and caring. The Lord sent evil angels. This is talking about Egypt. So the brother going to continue to read on. All right? And we're going to talk about the apparitions that was happening in Egypt too. Go ahead.
He made a way to his angels. He spared not their soul from death.
He spared not their soul from death. But think about that. You want to die. Remember the scripture that says that man shall live to death and shall not find it? So it's like when they say, how you going to teach somebody a lesson to take a life? The Lord said, no, you're going to know. You're going to take this.
Spared not their soul from death.
But gave the life over to the pestilence, right?
He smote all the
He smote all the firstborn in Egypt. Right? And the tabernacles of Ham. So let's remember that the Egyptians were Hamites. And that this was happening to who? The Egyptians during the time we was in captivity. There were strange apparitions and things were happening around that time. And we're going to read about it in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. You want to go to how about the show?
Wisdom of Solomon?
Yep, Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. You can just start at the 3rd verse because we already established this. Start the 1st verse.
Wisdom of Solomon 17, starting at verse 1. So great are thy judgments, and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have heard. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness and fetters with the bonds of a long night. Yeah, I'm trying I say each word correctly.
Okay. I got it. Wisdom of Solomon 17:2. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness and fettered with the bonds of a long night, they their exile from the eternal providence. Now that's heavy, what I just said. Prisoners of darkness, fettered with the bonds of a long night. Fetter and iron is what they would use for like a ball and a chain for prisoners. So they were fettered with a long light, meaning like they were chained by this presence. Right, like they couldn't break the bonds of this terror. That's what that means. That's why I'm saying, man, that was very provoking. That's kind of why it took it hard to get through because it was very poetic. Right, so you had to, I know, that's so like that's why I make that part. The unrighteous men thought to oppress the Holy Spirit, that being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness and fettered with the bonds of the Lord, laid their exile from the eternal providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. Lay their exile for eternal providence. Providence would just be eternally forever. So they was there. It felt like forever. So anyway, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. All right. So you can look at the etymology of the word apparitions.
Apparition, etymology, supernatural appearance, or manifestation.
So it's a supernatural appearance. Look it up.
From Anglo-French.
Oh yeah, you start speaking French. Apparition, something like that. Apparition. There's really nothing. It says the vinegar of Christ child to the wise man. An appearance intended, which is true, but he was already a child. Evil angels. Evil angels are apparition. Right. So the evil angels would be apparition. Right? Let's go back. So you want to go back to something?
For neither might the water have held them, keep them from fear, but voices as of waters falling down sounded about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenance.
So you gotta think about this. The Lord is putting these visions in their mind. So they're hearing loud. Imagine loud rushes of water near you, and you're in this deep, dark thickness that you can actually feel. And then all of a sudden, the Lord is giving you sad visions. Because even the scripture says, the Lord knows your thoughts and desire. The Lord knows your fear. It says in Isaiah, it said the Lord will choose your delusions. So the Lord know, like you could have arachnophobia, you could have a fear of spiders, and then the Lord can have it to where you just see a big vision of a spider in your head, the eyes and the legs, and the Lord can have it feel like you have spiders crawling all over you. That would be scary sight. That's what the Lord was doing to the Egyptians, man. And when you say the angels hovering about, looking about all these orbs and everything, that's really an apparition, y'all. Remember, we are spiritual entities trapped inside these chains of darkness, these physical bodies. So if you see something strange or odd, like that's an apparition, right? Supernatural, beyond the realms of our dimension, so to say. Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:4, 17:5. Nor power for the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten the horrible night.
So that's how thick the darkness was. Go ahead, Doc.
Only there appeared unto them a fire kingdom of itself, very dreadful. For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not.
That's crazy. So they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight that they saw not, man. The Lord is just terrorizing them. Go ahead, Doc.
As for the illusions of dark imagine
Go ahead.
they were put down, and their vaunting and wisdom was removed and disgraced.
Hey, remember when Moses was there, you had those magicians and those wizards that was casting spells and things like that, right? And the Lord told Moses to put the staff before them and it turned to a serpent. So the Lord, He's making them look like fools. He's making them look disgraceful with these illusions. I'm sorry, with these apparitions. All right? Go ahead, up.
For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear.
So the Lord had them sick of fear as well. You know, people, it's like those shamans were like, hey, Miss Cleo, someone who knows how to talk to spirits, someone who knows how to conjure spirits, people who will tell you that this will go away if you do this and that. The Lord said, them same people felt ill themselves for the apparition. You know, you got to read it again. The Lord's mocking them. It's the same thing that the prophet Elijah did to the worshippers of Baal when he told them to call on Baal to call fire and brimstone to come down from heaven to consume their sacrifice, and they were wailing all day and cut themselves. And he said, maybe he's paraventure, maybe he's on a journey, maybe he's asleep. Like maybe your God just rested. Maybe he ain't hearing y'all call, but he ain't picking up the phone. So the Lord said, these same people, man, they're worthy being laughed at. Man, we don't want to talk about this.
For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from sick souls or sick themselves of fear worthy to be laughed at.
Fear worthy to be laughed at.
For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that passed by.
Yes.
It's scary. It's nighttime.
It's a dark veil over you, and you're hearing loud voices. You're hearing loud voices like it's a waterfall right by you, and then you hear like this very loud roar of a lion, and you can feel like something's brushing up against you like a thick tail. Come on, bro. Yeah, that's terrible fucking fire. Hold on.
Yet being scared of beasts that passed by, and hissed of serpents.
I got you right here. This is what I'm
Died of fear, mind that they saw the air which could of no side be avoided.
like you're cold or something. Eerie, straight through. I don't know what's going on in the afternoon.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:9. For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared of beasts that pass by, and hissing of serpents.
So remember, them same men that will comfort them couldn't even comfort themselves. But this is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. We start at 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. And America's known for that. Look at Holly Weird. All right. Look at all the symbolisms. Like if you look at the ABC, you can see the all-seeing eye in there. You can see a lot of symbolism in the cartoons. You can also see it in their movies. Okay, look at the obelisks in Washington. Look at the Washington Monument. If you look at the aerial view, it also resembles the schematics. It also resembles an owl. You know, the Bohemian Grove with the big wooden owl sacrificing your children to Molech. That's why when you remember in the back of the milk carton, missing child, children is why they're missing, man. They're getting kidnapped. They're being sacrificed. All right, the Lord is not playing. Like you worshiping Christmas, you're worshiping Nimrod. You're worshiping a pagan deity. And the brother Bar did the video, and I kind of land back on it. There were 3 different Christmas events in Nigeria, and like 37 people had died because of stampede. Well, the Lord ain't with that shit either. You know? Right? So Isaiah 47 and 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none saith me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it have perverted thee, And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it rises. That's a prime example. That's a prime example. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Not like the Egyptians had during these apparitions. They can't put it off. Remember what it said? Bound with the fetters of a long night. They exiled from the eternal providence. Ah, man, this is exciting, man. Isaiah 47. You know what I'm with you. Isaiah 47 and 12. And the Lord said, stand now with thine enchantment. That's crazy. And with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. That's crazy. Because remember, when they had the Pizza Gate, they started exposing a lot of these mayors, a lot of these politicians, a lot of these celebrities, people that have a higher status in the community. They started showing how perverted they were. Then you had the Epstein Island incident, right? Now you have the whole Diddy thing going on, right? And honestly, I think the whole R. Kelly and Bill Cosby thing that had to do with money, right? Because R. Kelly married a Leah when she was still a teenager, and she had the parents' consent. But now looking at all of these, what happened? The dossier, not a dossier, in California, it was like over 1,000 something victims over like a 20-year period, and like they had to pay out, like legally pay out, like, to compensate, but you can't compensate from that. How the hell you heal from, the sexual harassments and the graping and all that stuff they had went through? That is going to show you how perverted this place is, man. And they do a lot of these seances with sexual depravity. My Lord said, stand with your enchantments, man. It's like they get power from doing committing immoral sexual acts to people and stuff like that, man. That's Esau. He's wicked. Okay? We get that Salakia. Isaiah 47 and 11, and 12. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou should be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. And that's what happened with those individuals in Egypt. The Lord said, all you stargazers, all you spirits, I want you to call on them. I want you to call you, do your thing when that day comes. Because you won't be able to cut it off. That's what I was wrong. What was you doing?
This is Solomon 17:9. For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that pass by and hissing of serpents, they did not fear.
Imagine that. It's like you.
Died for fear. They died for fear.
So imagine that. You just think darkness over you. So from when you hear rushing waters, the Lord is putting sad visions inside. The Lord pretty much turning you to the Manchurian candidate of fear. The Lord put the sad visions inside you. You're hearing rushing waters, lions roaring, thick tails hitting you. You're hearing hissing. You're hearing the rattling of a rattlesnake. Come on, man. You bugging out right now. Go ahead.
Denying that they saw the air which could no upside be avoided. That again. Denying that they saw the air which could of no side be avoided. For wickedness condemned by her own witness is very torturous. Impressed with conscience always cast
Verse 12. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offered. Read again. For fear is nothing else but a betrayal of the secures, which reason offering. What does that mean? Could you give me Isaiah? Isaiah 33 and 20, 22, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, yep.
Isaiah 33 and 22. For Yahawah is our judge. Yahawah is our lawgiver. Yahawah is our king. He will save us.
Right. And when you go to secure, you go look at the word secure. SUCCOUR. Secure. It pretty much means like a help or an aid, but I want to see what it says. Secure. Aid and help, something that furnishes relief. So once again, what is fear? Going back to it. So fear, for fear is nothing else but a betraying of your help, of your relief, which reason offering. So what will be the reason why? Because we're still in this wicked, weak flesh. Remember the Lord said, "Thou worm Jacob." We are worms. So in your mind, you can be betrayed and thinking that you don't have any help, you don't have any aid, but we do. That's why I remember earlier when we read, the nation shall be distressed and they shall be in a state of perplexity. Perplexity is what? When you're not assured of yourself, of oneself, when you don't know which way to go. You have no guidance. We're going to have that in that day. That's why our fear is what? Knowledge and wisdom of the Lord. That's our fear. And we treasure that. So our help is what? Actually good. A healthy Lord. That's our help. It reminds us how life and death is in his hand. The Lord ruleth, the Lord healeth, the Lord maketh, the Lord killeth, the Lord maketh alive, the Lord maketh rich, the Lord maketh poor. The Lord control all things. That's our support. And because we know that, which is the knowledge of it, and we apply that in our everyday life and we see it, what do we have to fear in that day? Right? So I'm going to continue reading on. Yeah, I'm going to keep continuing. Matter of fact, can you give me because I have said that YAHAWASHI, we have a sure word of prophecy. So we're sure that the Lord is going to aid us when we need it. Matter of fact, can you give me Isaiah 65?
Isaiah 65 and 11. But that ye are they that forsake Yahawah, that forget the holy mountain,
Right?
that prepare a table for that truth,
Mm-hmm.
and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword,
Right.
and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer.
The Lord's calling you now through the men. Remember, the Lord said, He speak by the mouth of His holy prophets. Go ahead.
When I spake, you did not hear, but an evil before my eyes,
Right?
and did not choose, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashi, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry.
Right.
Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, my servants shall drink, shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Right?
Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart.
Hey, that was good. The Lord said that we're going to rejoice and they're going to be ashamed. That goes back to Daniel 21. A day like no other on earth, It says, "Some shall be born in everlasting shame." It's gonna be the ones who are mocking us, the ones who don't believe us, the ones that was trying to kick against the stones, man. Right? So, and the brother brought it out earlier when he brought an apparition. He also said servants. Right? So we're gonna be apparitions too. What's godlike power? Remember what Yahushua said? We shall not meet thee as a man, but in First John, the 3rd chapter, it said, pretty much how honorable it is to be called the sons of God. Because when we see, because it says the world does not know God because it does not. It says the world does not know God. Matter of fact, I'll just get it. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it. 1 John 3:1. For great are thy judgments, and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. Beloved, now are we the sons of God. I could have sworn that. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him. For we shall see him as he is. And he said, when you see me, you shall not meet thee as a man. So that's an apparition. That's something supernatural.
First John 3 and 2 in the NLT. Dear friends, we are already God's children, but he has not yet shown us what he will be like when the Mashiach appears. But we do know that we will be like him, for we will see him as he really is.
Exactly. And also understand that. Can you please give me Lamentations 3:24? Right, so we're seeking the Lord. Once again, the world's in perplexity. They don't know. We rejoice in our Lord because that's our support. The Lord's going to save us. The Lord's our King. The Lord's our lawgiver. Okay, the Lord set up one king, and then will take that king down and set up another. But this king he's going to set up is his only begotten son because his kingdom is going to reign forever. Understood? You got this?
Lamentations 27 and 28. It's good for a man that he bears the yoke.
To the yoke of his discipline. And that's another thing. That's why when you look at the elders of Great Millstone, those men are just on a different level because they've been on the yoke before I was even born. I've been roaming this over 3 decades, y'all. So they are well disciplined, well matured, well aged, like fine sheep, Montesa cheese from Sicily, from Spain. I mean, yeah, that's what my family says. That's what she uses when she make her pieces. Yeah, they're aged fine like that because what they barely yoked in their youth, man. You know, it's kind of like somebody who's been boxing since they were 9. They boxing for 5 years, man. That's something that's embedded in them, like Floyd Mayweather, man. So when you see the elders constantly going out on those videos, it's like they've been bred to do that, right? Like that's just their spirit, you know. That's their yoke, but we bearing our yoke. Remember that may be something they come in at the end anyhow. But the fact of the matter is that we bear the yoke when it's time for the war to come. We battle tested. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. Because the young lion does not know how to be patient. Right. So patience is suffering. So just like a young lion that wants to devour his prey, young lion must learn how to have patience. You have to suffer. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of like being a sniper, right? You ain't sitting there at a location for 5 hours, 10 hours. Hell, you could be there for a day. It could rain. It could snow. It could be blistered. It could be hot. But you have to have the patience in order to snap your target, to take your target out. Like a sleeper cell. Sleeper cells are individuals who are like double agents, or they are agents from a country, and they go to a certain city or different country. They can be there for 6 months, maybe 9 months to a year, and they can work in a bistro, or they can work for a cleaning company. But when they finally get that call that day, what happens? They take off the uniform, and they go inside and open up the secret compartment. They pull out these guns and they start putting the attachments together. They start putting the together, and they go and take out their target and they go home. That's us with sleeper cells. We're spiritual sleeper cells, man. So we are patiently waiting on the Lord so that He can awaken us, enlighten us, and we become those supernatural apparitions as well. Understand?
Lamentation 3:26. It is good for a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of Yahawah. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke in his youth.
You got something else you want to bring up? Do you have anything that you want to bring up? This is ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you want to bring up, I'll bring it up.
I got one that in Matthew, in the article, he said that they were going into orbs, the lights. Watch this. It's in Matthew. Matthew 2:10. Matthew 2:7, but the point is 10. Then Herod, when he had privately called the wise men, inquiring of them diligently what time the star appeared. Orbs, the star. They saw the orbs, they saw the chariots. What we're seeing today, they were blue, and they look like fiery globes and stars. They look like that.
That's not really good too, because even in the book of Revelation, it refers to Yahushua as the morning star.
It says, inquired that them diligently what time the star appeared. It says, and he sent them to Bethlehem and said, go and search diligently for the young child. And when you have found him, bring him word again. Bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also. When they heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them. See, the star moved. The stars don't move.
Stars don't move. Thank you for saying that. And I'm glad you said that, because I went right here in a strong definition, and it says from the base of G4766, a star as strong over the star. That's what the elder says. Sometimes that goes from another. Stars don't move. So can you get one more time?
It says, when they that are when they that heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star which they saw in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the child was. Now look at the NLT. After this interview, the wise men went their way, and the star they had seen in the east guided them to Bethlehem. It went ahead of them and stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with great joy.
I like that one. That was a great one. So what for the So Rock 43 and 9. Hey, Shalom. So Rock 43 and 9. The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, an ornament giving light in the highest place of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in order and never faint in their watches. So in other words, the stars are holy. So the stars stand in their order and never faint in their watches. Stars, right? Stars have eyes, stars are what? So it's also twofold. Because you have the stars up there, but then you have the angels who depicted the stars. You know what I'm saying? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. What? Yeah, you know, so no. Hey, Brother Basar, can you give me Second Maccabees? Second Maccabees 3 and Second Maccabees 3 and 20, 22. Because this goes into how the angels of the Lord came about, right? Because what happened was there was a high priest that had money that was for the poor, for the widows, and for the children. But there was a Benjamin, now he was also a governor. So they're going to say that he ruled during that time too, that fell out with the high priest. So he pretty much had got a some kind of junction approved from the king that that money had to go to the king. So this priest was like praying, and the woman was running and things like that, because they was afraid of what would happen to them. There's always been some mischief going on. So and it's gonna say how the angels gonna show up. So we're gonna be 3 and 22. So come back to 3 and 22. So you're kind of close.
They then come up upon the Lord, fighting for to keep the things committed of trust, faith, and charity of those that have committed them.
Right. So they're talking about the money.
Nevertheless,
Right.
executed that which was decreed.
Right.
Now, as he was impressing himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of God.
All right. So what happened was, so he came in to try and get the money, right, from the treasury. So he did that. What was supposed to be executed by the king. But what it said, the Lord of spirits, the Prince of all power, had it to where what had it to where he did always afraid during that time. You know what I'm saying? That go back to yeah. So going back to what I was saying though. So they wanted to get the money. The Lord had to where the angel, it made them faint and they were so afraid. Do you know what they remind me of? If y'all who watch One Piece, it's like the angel just did conquer hockey. If you know what conquer hockey is, it's where you can conquer hockey like when Luffy had got beat by Kaido, he went crazy. Luffy was unconscious, and Kaido Hitchman tried to touch Luffy. His eyes was all white, and he still used conquer hockey unconscious and made everybody afraid, and they were petrified, and they fell at his feet. So conquer hockey is kind of like seeing Medusa. You know, they say we see Medusa, you turn to stone. So it's like they get petrified, they get so afraid, and that's what happened. Right? That's what happened with the angel did that. Keep reading up, Bible.
It says, now as he was there present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power caused a great apparition. So that
So supernatural happened.
so that all who were to come in with him were astonished at the power of God and fainted and were so afraid.
So what's the name verse?
For there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider upon it.
There was a horse with a terrible rider upon. Remember, It's an apparition too. So this is actually an angel. All right.
With the very fair countenance.
Very means very attractive. Something beautiful. All right.
And he ran fiercely and fought at Olympus with his 4 feet. And it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of gold.
Right. So this is like I'm not saying it is, but it appears like it could be Yahawashai. And Yahawashai had the gold-plated garment, right? He had the golden girdle about the paps, but nonetheless, though, we know this apparition to be an angel. Right?
Moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel. Who stood by him on either
Majestic.
side.
Just look at majestic, man. Just majestic warriors. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
And scourged him continually, and gave him many sore stripes.
His ass. Right? So in other words, the apparition angels, remember the Lord said evil angels as well. So when you're talking about the orbs, you're talking about UFOs and U.A.Ps and all that, those are just the angels of the Lord. The angels, Amos 9:8. And remember, the Lord got to send out, spies too to report back what's going on.
Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of Yahawah are upon the sinful kingdom.
What are the eyes of the Lord are the chariots. They're upon the sinful kingdom. Which is really talking about 2/3 Israel, 2/3, and Babylon the Great. The actual kingdom. Hence, over 50 states have been reporting that they've been seeing what they call U.F.O.
I will destroy it from the face of the earth.
Right.
Saving them that will not destroy them. Jacob and them
And also, there are two parts therein shall be cut off, and the third part shall come through the fire. That's a prime example. The Lord not cutting us on the wrong. Go ahead.
Saying that I will not finally destroy the house of Jacob, saying Yahawah.
But it's always been a remnant. Always been a remnant. The Lord's always had a remnant. Always had 7,000 men that have never bowed down to the Lord. Remember that. You know? Anything else in particular you want to bring it up.
Revelation chapter 9, 11 to 14. Revelation 19, 11 to 14. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. That's a big chariot. That's a giant U.F.O. He that sat upon him was called faithful and true. That's
YAHAWASHI.
and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. That's Independence Day.
You do judge and make war.
That's Independence Day. On Independence Day, they show, they tell a vision. They told a vision of what they would like to see on front of that.
There you go. You already know. Fathership. 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 I keep saying mothership. Fathership.
Well, he called it the mothership.
Yeah, but we know fathership. Was it on there?
It says, judges and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire.
That's how it's shot. That's how it's shot.
And on his head were many crowns.
That's how it's shot. Coming back to take the crowns of many kings. That means they go back to where all the that goes back to where damn Nixon. Was it Nixon? No, I'm sorry, Reagan. I'm sorry, Reagan. When Reagan said we had a foreign another, from another realm when we come together. We come out different society come together. That's the scripture right there. The house shall take in the crowns of the kings, and they're all gonna come together to fight against him in Second Ezra 13th chapter. And it's gonna be like trying to go up against the war of heaven. The water. That'll be like what it say about fighting against Ariel. Fighting against Ariel would be like one waking from a sleep, one that ate a meal who was hungry, and one who was drunk when they was thirsty, and they sleep and they awaken, but they still hungry and thirsty. That's what I found Ariel. A dream, a fucking dream. Same way it's gonna be like trying to fight YAHAWASHI. And in the Lord, we're trying to fight us because we're gonna be apparitions as well. But the brother brought out apparitions in etymology. They also say servants. All right. So with that,
It says he was clothed with vestures dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God.
the word of God in the beginning was the word. So that's YAHAWASHI. Right?
And the armies which were in heaven followed him.
And the armies, the armies, the chariots. And we brought it out in Psalm 67. No, 80, 17, where it says, the angel of the Lord, the church of the Lord are thousands upon thousands. Got that. So that was it.
Angel and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horses,
Horses, the white horses like that.
clothed in fine linen, white and clean.
Just like when we had read in Second Maccabees. What it said, fairly, beautiful, and it had gold and everything, man. That's how we're gonna be when we're living in that day. All right. So with that being said, we'll give all honor and praises to Yahawah by Shimon Shah, by Shimon QADASH. I give all honor and praises to those names, man, because those names are going to save Yahawah and YAHAWASHI. Double outside elders that great minister of the fruit of the spirit. Singing all saying, Shalom, shalom, shalom.